And this point is the one that really my mind the most. Hey guys, my name is Faye and I'm a second year OT student here in Singapore, and I have 5 things to share with you in what to expect in your first year as an OT student, because when I was in your shoes starting out, I felt really nervous because I didn't know what to expect, and I hope to be of help to you today and get ready to start your first year in OT. So the number one thing is to know that there's gonna be so much information, okay? So much information overload. Like, you have many ways to actually overcome the feeling of overwhelmingness. Is that even a word? But what I mean is, I think the skill of organizing things is really crucial in any aspects of life. So find a way to organize your own system. I personally use OneNote to organize my lecture notes, my tutorials, my personal notes, all in one place. Whenever the professor tries to link up the materials from trimester 3 to trimester 1 or something, I find it so easy to just look through the OneNote and just find my notes from there. I use Google Drive for my group work so that at least all in one place. I think you have to know your own style. So that's one thing, being organized. And the second one is really be comfortable with the mistakes you'll be making. That's right, you are gonna make mistakes. I'm really the kind of person who likes to get it right on the first try. And I had to learn how to be okay in making mistakes, especially in tutorials and practical labs, because it really helps me to learn. I think the important thing is actually learning how to cope with making the mistake. And that's why I love making mistakes. Okay, that sounded really crazy for me to say that, but hear me out. I think that it really helps you in your learning. It helps me to remember what I have to remember much easier, and it helps me to solidify the thing that I have to remember by making the mistake. So make your mistakes, guys, but not too much. Yeah. With the amount of information that you'll be getting, it's just normal to ask questions. I really believe in normalizing asking questions. I've been kind of made fun of for asking too much questions, but I know it's just like a joke. But at the same time, I feel like it's really just normal to ask questions, so don't be afraid. And there's so many options to ask your questions: email or discussion groups, or just asking your friends, discussion forums, and yeah, there's so many ways, guys. Just ask your question. Just ask, okay? The last thing that I want to share with you with the amount of information. So there's this app that really helped me to feel much more. This app called Human Atlas app. It's like an overview of the whole system, of the whole human body. And at the time, I got it for like less than $2, and it was originally like $35. So just find your ways to get the app, or just something to really visualize. So yep, that's too much information for you, and that's basically it. The second thing you want to expect here in OT is that there's gonna be so much group works, darling, okay? There's gonna be so much group works that you're gonna be confused in which group you're in. Like, the only thing that I can advise you for group works is really try your best to build relationships when you work with them, because you wouldn't want to go in your group work just solely for work, because I feel like it's a wasted opportunity to really make friends and make connections and really just get to know one another. So my only advice is to make friends in your group, so that at least it's more enjoyable and you won't have to dread it so much, you know. At least you will feel more motivated to participate in your group works. Though I know that it's not always the case, you won't always have the luxury of time, you won't always have the case of clicking with your group mates. So I know it's tough sometimes, but try your best. I think being proactive is really essential, especially entering university. The third thing that you have to expect is that you would have to change your studying methods or style of studying, even if it's just a little bit, you know. I mean, for me personally, having studied in Temasek Poly before, such a fun experience. Yeah, I have to admit that it was a fun experience, but I really didn't really do much preparation. I didn't really do my tutorials. I know it was so bad, and I really depended a lot on my teachers to just feed me with the information. And I think that is such a, yeah, it's not a good way to prepare yourself in uni, because there's so much information, right? And you have to change your studying methods that's gonna work for you, and it's gonna take some time. Even I myself, I'm still taking the time to also understand in how I study the best, and it changes. Sometimes it changes over time, so you'll really never know. It's gonna be trial and error, and just be open. You don't have to restrict yourself in, okay, I'm a visual learner, so I really wanna just study by using visuals. I mean, yes, visuals can really work for you, but it's not the only thing that can work for you, because no, we are creatures that have so many different senses in our system. Incorporate different types of learning, like hands-on, visual, auditory, even talking, practicing talking, like as if you are teaching someone. That's really gonna help you solidify your information. So I would suggest that, and just explore. Don't limit yourself. I've really been blessed to have a group of friends in trimester 2 who formed a study group, and it was such a game changer for me, because we do rotation as to who will take this topic and teach this topic to other friends that we have in the study group. So it can either be like one person taking it or two people taking the topic, and you have to like form your own notes or just a presentation slide to teach the topic in a way that's easier to understand. And this really challenges you to simplify the concepts and to find ways to help to remember the concepts better. So I would encourage you to find a study buddy or a study group that you have the same mindset, you have the same goals in mind. So that would be my advice for you. And really, the best way to learn is associating many different senses in your learning.
That's right, baby!
And this point is the one that really my mind the most. That I was so like, when I first entered the auditorium for the first lecture, I was just like so overwhelmed, because I saw so many students using their laptops or iPads, okay? And I was just so shocked, because in my poly, I always use printed notes, and I wasn't really familiar with typing my notes and all that at all. So I was really shocked, and the fact that digital note taking is a normal thing, okay? And this is the fourth thing that I want to share with you. The fourth thing that I want to share with you, because digital note taking is really becoming more normalized these days. And I jumped on a bandwagon because I felt that there was so much notes that I had to print out, and cumulatively it really costs a lot, especially if you want to print something that is in picture with color, especially in anatomy physiology, where you want to see the colors and all that. I feel that digital note taking is something more efficient and could possibly save you money. So if you have the means to try it out, if you have the means to get something to digitally note take with, I think you should try it. For me personally, I use the Surface Pro to write my notes, to type my notes, to do everything. But you can also opt for an iPad, where it's more focused on your note taking, annotating your PowerPoint slides and all that. But yeah, I much prefer having my Surface Pro, because it's like a best of both worlds, where it's a laptop plus an iPad at the same time. It's like combined together. And I know I just spilled so many things that is possibly overwhelming you right now, but I just want to share with you this last thing that you should expect. There is a loving culture here in OT, be it from students, your batchmates, or the faculty. It's really a loving and collaborative culture, where everyone is just interested in helping you grow. Well, I would say that there are factors that contribute to this, such as there's no bell curve, or so with the loving culture in the community of the OT program, I think it's just really in our nature to really empower others, because I believe that we all have one common goal. It's really to empower someone to do something, and why not really just practice that value when you're still studying as an OT student? Because I think it's important to not just focus on yourself, on ourselves, but really find ways to add value to someone else's life, be it being a friend to them or really just helping them out with their studies or just being a listening ear. And I feel that the culture of OT is really open to that, so we're just here for you. And as your senior, I really wish you a blessed first year, and I know that you're gonna do well, okay? So don't worry so much, everything's gonna be Gucci, and I'm so excited for you to just embark on this journey. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way, and I really hope that you took away something, or this video was at least helpful for you to really start on your journey. And if you found it helpful, do share with your other friends who are struggling, or just you know that they could use some help, or you could just share the things that I shared with you today. I would appreciate the like if you found this helpful, or just subscribe to this channel, because I feel like I want to challenge myself in doing more content related to OT things. So if you have any ideas, just do comment down below. And yeah, that's it for the 5 things that you have to expect in your first year as an OT student. Bye guys!